everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a 2-page layout for you, and I am using, I think this might have been the March page kit from Paper Issues. It had an outdoorsy theme, which was going to be perfect for a bunch of Girl Scout photos that I had to scrapbook. So this is I think most of it uses a Doodlebug Design collection. I don't know the name of it. I am adding those 2 yellow pieces of cardstock from my stash. A white piece of cardstock was included with the kit, but because I wanted to make this a 2-pager, I needed 2 of the same pieces to go as the background. So I'm just cutting that Doodlebug piece there with the orange pattern. And I've cut one part of it. I think I divided it up into like 5 and if it's 12, 5 and 7, 7 plus 5 make 12, because it's 12 inches across. Yeah, 5 and 7. So the smaller piece is going to go on the left-hand side of the page, and the larger piece is going to go on the right-hand side of the page. And when I do 2-pagers, I generally like to work 1 page at a time. So I'll start laying out the left-hand side first, and then once I get that done, then I move on to the right-hand side. This is actually a scrap lift, something that I found on Pinterest. I only know that it was uploaded by a user named Anita McLary. I don't know if she actually created this 2-page layout. There's no like watermark or anything on the photo, so it could be her layout. It could be somebody else's that she found and she pinned it. I don't know, but I will have it linked below so you can go check it out. It's in my scrapbook/cards Pinterest board, which is mainly just scrapbook layouts. I think I made a separate DIY cards Pinterest board to really separate things a little bit more. Not that I ever use that Pinterest board, so maybe I should do something like that for my next Off the Board challenge, which will be coming up again at the end of May. But anyway, we're not going to talk about future layouts. We're going to talk about this one right here. So in the original layout, there are some basically layers of pattern paper, and you could easily turn this on its side and have your pattern paper pieces be going from top to bottom instead of how I'm having mine go from right to left. Just to, something to think about depending on what kind of photos you have, the orientation, the size. I'm just kind of keeping it kind of the same as what's in the original layout, and I've got 3 photos going on here, and they're going to be layered on top of the pattern papers there. The twine is also from my stash. I just happen to have it out on my desk. It's orange and white, and I wanted to do, the original layout had some sort of like border thing there. I didn't have like a border sticker. I didn't really feel like cutting another piece of pattern paper to make a border, so I added the twine, and I just wrapped it around, adhered it on the back with regular tape. You could use washi tape as well. Sometimes I've done staples. I've stapled like ribbon or twine onto a layout. Lots of different options, things that you could do. But I wrapped it around like 3 times, kind of did sort of like a wonky, I didn't wrap it straight. I did sort of a wonky thing, again, just to kind of add something extra, add some extra dimension and some texture to the layout. And then I've got some of the Doodlebug little embellishment pieces. And then I am also adding, because these are photos from a Girl Scouts indoor bonfire, I'm also going to add some bonfire and s'mores stickers that I've been saving for a really long time from a photo play sticker sheet that I think I got it maybe I've had it for a year or 2, but I've never had the opportunity to use them, so I thought this was going to be perfect. Also from my stash, I pulled some papers to do matting for the photos. So the one photo is matted in white, and that's a 4x6 photo. I've got a smaller photo, I want to say it might be 3x4, matted also on white. And then I've got, I think I want to say it's like I don't remember the size, but it's matted on sort of like an orangey patterned paper. It was actually something from one of the fall Best of Both Worlds kits, so it's sort of Halloween. It's supposed to be like fallish Halloween themed, but because it had orange in it, I thought it would go well with the orange colors that were part of this Doodlebug collection. So I'm just sticking my embellishments down now that I've got my photos there, and you'll notice that the 2 smaller photos overlap a little bit at the corners there. I like doing stuff like that. You don't have to have your photos touched. You don't have to have your embellishments go on top of the photos. I used to never put embellishments or stickers or alphas on top of photos. That was like what? Why would I do that? And then I started doing it. I don't know when I started doing it, but eventually I saw other people do it, and I'm like, you know what? That looks really cool. And just from like a design perspective, it just makes sense. I love reading magazines, and I do design work, or I used to do design work at work. And so it just makes sense when you have things like touching and overlapping. I just love the way that that looks. And so that's something that I incorporate into my scrapbook layouts. So the title is going to be Indoor Bonfire. The original layout had a title actually going on the left-hand side, up above that middle photo, but because the letters, the alpha letters were yellow on that floral pattern paper, and the yellow cardstock was not going to show up well. And I also have these Florence alphas in orange, but I know that I don't have the right letters to make what I need to make. I was like running very low on the orange ones, so I didn't even bother to go try and find those. So I just moved the title over and added a moon embellishment next to it. I'm putting some of the little s'mores stickers down sort of at the bottom, so kind of that each photo is getting its own embellishment cluster. And of course, as I scrapbook, I watch other people's videos, and then I like to comment on those videos. So I had to take a quick second to leave a comment on somebody's video. That's what I was doing there, just so you know. So now I'm just mirroring the same pattern paper scheme. Of course, there's more orange on the right-hand side, and actually less of the floral on the right-hand side as well, but it's still using those same pattern papers, just a different amount of each. Again, like the original sketch, there are still 3 photos on the right-hand side. However, there are 2 4x6s right on top of each other, and then I've got another 4x6 that's just gonna kind of go like in the middle. Actually, the original layout had 4 photos on the right-hand side. 3 were 4x6 vertical, and 1 was a 4x6 horizontal. I didn't have enough photos to do exactly the way that the original layout showed, and that's okay, because this is my way of showing you how you can take someone else's layout or someone else's sketch and make it work for the types of photos that you have. I mean, I started off with all 4x6s, and I cut down 2 of them, you saw. So it is possible to cut down your photos. Don't be afraid to do it. Or if you are a really good at planning ahead, you can print your photos off in a smaller size. But you have to be really good at planning ahead, I think. I tried printing things out like all in a 3x4 size, and that was great at one point. But I like to have different sizes. I like to play around with size, and I also don't like to spend so much, like an hour printing photos trying to figure out what I need. I just want to like print the photos and get them done and start scrapbooking them. So anywho, now I'm just printing them all out by 4x6, and I'm using Shutterfly again. I've probably talked about this before. Let me know in the comments where you print your photos. If you have a photo printer at home, what kind do you use? Or if you send out for your photos, where do you get them printed? Now the 4x6 photos, I matted on some green cardstock from my stash. I chose green because there's some green in the floral pattern paper, and in this collection, so I thought that would be good. And then I chose a different color, orange, sort of almost like a light brownish / orangish, to mat that other 4x6 photos. And I really like the way that the matting looks on all of these photos. It just helps them stand out a little bit more against all those pattern papers. And then I think I was also inking the edges of the photo matting. So yeah, these are photos from a Girl Scouts indoor bonfire that happened back in February. It was kind of like our first local Girl Scouts event that we attended. So there were crafts, there were s'mores themed snacks, and my daughter, one of the junior troops, taught my daughter how to pinch a tent, which was pretty cool to watch. They were so wonderful. Well, it was really one girl that was showing her. She was so gracious and so wonderful working with my little kid, my little Daisy. But I think the thing that my kid loved the most was the arts and crafts table. And then we also got to collect some fun swaps, which are, I can't remember what swap stands for, but some of the troops make these little collectible items that the girls can then wear on their uniforms as they go from event to event. It's just really cute. Like, I don't remember any of this from when I was a Girl Scout. I had a not great Girl Scout experience, to be quite honest with you. And I only did daisies and brownies, and then I wasn't really interested in going any farther, but there are so many things that you can do in Girl Scouts, so many opportunities available, especially the farther you go. And I'm like, I wish somebody had told me about this. I wish someone had said, like, hey, you can travel. You can, when you sell cookies, you're making money for your troop, and then your troop can do things and like all this other stuff. It just wasn't like, I, I don't know. Maybe I think my troop, the parents of the troop that I was in thought it was more of like a babysitting opportunity. One night, maybe, I don't know how often we met, once a month, one night a week. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I did not have a great Girl Scouts experience. So as my daughter's troop leader, I would like to give her, or I'd like her to have like a really good Girl Scout experience. So anyway. Now, I realized that I didn't have any twine on the right-hand side, and I still wanted to incorporate that a little bit. So I'm just going to peel up that photo there and add a little bit of that same orange twine going around the photo. It does kind of make the photo pop up a little bit too much at the bottom, but I do add some extra double-sided adhesive tape to really like stick it down so that it doesn't add too much like bulk at the bottom of that photo. And I also added a couple extra embellishments at the top and the bottom of that photo. The owl piece I popped up on some foam dots, again, just to give some extra dimension, make it a little bit more visually interesting so that not everything is so flat, flat, flat. And then I am also going to finish it off. I don't actually have, you know what, I do have some orange misting spray. I could have done that, but instead I grabbed my Mica Mist, Nuvo Mica Mist in Antique Gold. Just did a few little splatters, mainly along with the yellow cardstock, because that's where it shows up the best. So I'm going to do some of that on each side, and then call it a day. I think I do some journaling. I don't know if I do it. Oh, wait, here it comes. I'm going to do the journaling down there in the bottom right-hand corner, and then I will do my splatters. So basically, this is it. There are going to be some close-up photos so you can see things in a little bit more detail. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the techniques or the products that I used, or if you just want to say hi. If you're a returning subscriber, let me know that you're here, and thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to me. If you're new to this channel, I hope that this 2-page scrapbook spread was inspiring for you, and I hope that you consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on more scrapbook process videos. I have them every Tuesday, and then I also post additional scrapbook process videos for different hops and challenges throughout the month. Plus there are scrapbook haul videos, scrapbook layout shares, so there's lots to inspire you throughout the month, so I hope you consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. So here are the close-ups, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy scrapping!